Hey, what's up, garden friends? Jeff here, Tropical Plant Party. How's everybody doing? I hope you're good. I'm great. Even better when I know you're good too. And today I want to talk about the Lewisias. Ow, something just bit me. Lewisias are one of my favorite plants for the rock garden, but they can actually be kind of finicky. Their needs are specific, so let's talk about it. So for starters, this particular variety of Lewisia, there are several. This is Cotyledon. I'll spell it out. They're hardy zones 6 through 8. You could probably pull them off in zone 9 if you have a cool season for them. Very compact growth on these, maybe 6 to 12 inches tall. They'll bloom for you spring through summer, part to full sun, with very well draining soil. That is the key to these guys. Now looking at the foliage, they may look kind of familiar. They have a thick, waxy, spongy foliage on them. Once they're larger, sometimes when they're smaller, you don't notice this quite as much. These are succulents. Again, why they're so good in a rock garden. And their native range is like western United States, like probably Oregon, Washington, maybe northern California, where things are cool and not terribly hot. Yes, I know my channel name, Tropical Plant Party. But remember, I live in zone 6B, 6A, right on the border, so not everything's going to be tropical. But these have a tropical tie to them, and that's one of the reasons I like them. See that lovely rosette shape? Looks an awful lot like an echeveria, doesn't it? Now, maybe the foliage isn't quite as cool and the colors maybe not as neat on the foliage as an echeveria. Here I am in zone 6 with the ability to grow something in a rock garden, in a cactus garden that's going to be built here probably early summer. And it's going to look like there's some echeverias in there. And while that foliage is really cool on them, the claim to fame for Lewisia are definitely the flowers. And the Cotyledon usually comes in a huge array of different colors. Yellows, pinks, sometimes they're pinstripes, sometimes they're double flowered, sometimes they're orange. Tons to look at. And while I already have a few of these that I picked up last year for $4.99 in tiny little pots, yeah, they just had these at Lowe's for $6.58. And most of these have multiple clumps in them, so I'll be able to divide them up. So this is a really good buy here. And again, just like with that Lewisia video I did not too long ago, the flowers are hard to get to focus on camera. Now, but when they do focus, look at how pretty they are. Absolutely stunning. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and kind of shuffle them around so I can show off the flowers while I talk about them. The flowers to me are very cactus-like. Sometimes people describe them as daisy-like, but they remind me more of just a typical cactus flower or even a water lily. They are very cute and very vibrant, very low. I don't know if I said it before, but 6 to 12 inches high. 12 inches is really pushing it. I've never seen them quite that big, but maybe in their more ideal climate, then you would see them get that large. Ooh, look at that one. That is just beautiful. And these have buds on them for days. A lot of details in the flower clusters as well. But you have to look close at that because, like I said before, these are not massive plants. And these guys that I just picked up are a little bit on the thirsty side, but Lowe's had them outside and it was like 34 degrees. So I'm going to let them warm up for a bit before I go ahead and water them. Now, the reasoning for that is that Lewisias rot very easily. So if you're going to go ahead and plant these in the ground, you want to make sure that you have a really nice, well-drained, gritty soil. Something that's not going to retain much water. It needs to be very free-draining and quick-drying. And as I've said, rock garden plants, they will be less likely to rot on you if you have them planted in a rock garden where your gravel is on the smaller side, and get that gravel up as close as you can to the base of the plants in there, because the more contact they have with the gravel instead of the dirt, the less likely they are to rot. The soil is going to retain moisture, it holds it in, and then you have the plant up in contact with that, and then, you know, it rots. But if there's gravel there, the gravel is going to dry much more quickly and allow better aeration and drainage in general. Yeah, it'll be much happier that way. And like I've said, these are a cool growing plant. For me, the ones that I have had over the years usually look really great in the spring and then kind of wither away in the heat of the summer because it gets pretty toasty here. And then late summer, when the cool nights start to roll in, they start to pop back up and look a lot nicer. Kind of like pansies, but sometimes pansies just die. Whereas with these, I generally just don't water them. I leave them alone, let them do their own thing once they're planted. And then it helps to make sure to go ahead and fertilize them monthly as well. Tomato fertilizer works wonderfully for cactus and succulents. And yeah, just knowing the areas that they grow in, such as like mountain slopes and rocky areas. That tells us that these guys probably like a bit of airflow too, so not necessarily going to make a great houseplant. But I mean, you could try, but they're going to want temperature fluctuations in a cool season, so they're going to do much better for you outdoors. And again, if you live somewhere like me where it's really hot during the summer, growing a cool loving plant, but they also need some sun, I like to go ahead and put them someplace where they'll go ahead and get at least about 4 to 6 hours of morning sun, but afternoon shade, because that afternoon sun will cook them. So give them morning sun. They do like a lot of light, but not in the afternoon. Not if you live someplace hot. Now, if you're in like the Pacific Northwest of the United States, you'd stick them in full sun and they'll probably just thrive and flourish for you. But not if you have super hot summers. That they will not be happy with that. And just like with any succulent or cactus, like with an echeveria, when you water these, you do not want to get that water in the crown. Go ahead and water as close to the base as you can and avoid getting water in those leaves as much as you can. Again, cool and dry. They will thrive that way. Now, I'm actually planting up a cold hardy cactus succulent garden for somebody, and that'll be happening either late spring, early summer, and these are going to be used in there. They're going to be combined with some sedum, some yuccas, some sempervivums, some hardy cactus, mostly opuntias, delospermas, maybe some portulacea, I don't know how you pronounce the Latin, I'm terrible with that, but they're going to add a really nice splash of color, really good contrast. They look so cute and dainty when they're in a rock garden. Yeah, I'm pretty excited and happy about these. Yeah, but you know what? I think that's actually going to do it. Quick overview of the Lewisia Cotyledon. Blah, blah, blah. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It helps the video so much, and I really do appreciate every single one of them. Subscribe as well. Upload multiple times a week. I'll put my social media stuff down in the roots of the video, down there in the description. You can follow me, I'll follow you back. We can look at each other's plant pictures and have fun, nerdy plant time together. And comment down below. I love talking to y'all. Alright, I hope everybody's doing well. And as always, everybody, keep on growing.